The civil government has a sphere of authority. The church has a sphere of authority. The family and the individual have spheres of authority. We have to go back to that. We have to have these conversations. We have to understand that. We have to think through those things, because what we see, I fear, and what we need to be prepared to push back against is the idea that we can just live in a world where we can go to church on Sunday and we can have our family and we can have our education, and that we live in a neutral world, that in the public square, in polite conversation, we don't have to talk about faith. We don't have to talk about these things. Because the problem is there's no such thing as neutrality. Our nation, by and large, has adopted secular humanism, atheistic secular humanism, as our religion. That's the religion of the day. And that religion is what led to communism, socialism, and the bloodiest century in human history. The most oppression in human history came from that. So we have to, I think, just begin with a recognition of that. We have to pray for revival. We have to work. And part of being able to push back against, the next thing that comes like this, and there will be something else that comes. The next thing that comes is we need to be doing what we're doing here. We need to be talking about it. We need to be accurate in what we talk about in history. But the other thing we need to be doing is we need to be building community and preparing for it. So, how do we build resiliency in our own lives? How do we take care of our family? How do we make sure we have strong marriages, that we're raising our children right, that we're involved in a solid local church that's building that resiliency? Because it was people coming together, as people like Asa and I being put together, and God had ordained that. There was nothing Asa and I could have ever done that would have brought us together. And there were so many connections that God had ordained ahead of time, but that could have never happened. So we need to be building and working for those things. And we cannot just cede ground to the world and think that society is going to be blessed and flourished without the influence of the gospel.